Oh, yeah, we have connection and time for blast off. I can kick you higher than you can kick me. I can kick you way up into a tree. Who wants to taste of my oolong tea? Ho ha ho ha ho chi chi. How you doing, boys and girls? Welcome, or welcome back to the Hat and Beard Show. It is Wednesday, April 1st, 2000, and the big 2-6. How you doing? Yeah, well, it's we're here, and it is the humpiest of hump days in the offest of off-season weeks. It's not a lot of news, guys. You know when everybody's all the big news is everyone talking about Frank Ragnow having to pay back his signing bonus. We're not really going to talk about it. We touched on it yesterday a bit, but Rod Wood is a dickhead, and Rod Wood is going to Rod Wood. Okay, it's been the status quo for the Lions, ever since the days of Barry. Do I agree with it? No. Am I surprised? Do zebras change their stripes, guys? Come on. So, not a lot of news, so we will be discussing our lead story of the day. Raiders coach Clint Kubiak favors veteran QB, hesitant to start rookie early on in the Cedar. Oh, it's early on in the old Cedar there. Early on in the season. The Raiders hold the number one pick in the NFL draft and could target Fernando. Oh, Fernando, when you came and you left without saying. You know what I'm saying? When Fernando comes to Vegas, I don't know. I can't believe I just pulled ABBA completely out of thin air right there. I don't know where I pulled that one, but hey, we got her locked and loaded. We will then just keep talking. It's draft. That's all we care about is the draft. 22? Check me on that. Brandy, if you're in the chat, check me on that. I think it's 22 days. Oh, yeah. This is the 23rd, I think. Yeah. I'm off Monday the 4th. Or the 20th. So 20, 21, 22 would be Wednesday. Yeah, so 20, 24, or 20, 22. So it's, some days, there are days until the draft. If you're watching this maybe post today, obviously that number has changed, and it's Wednesday. Boy, Lance Zierlein has mock draft 3.0. Cowboys hit the jackpot at number 12, plus 2 trades. The mock drafts, I don't like the mock drafts. I have another one pulled up here from Yahoo Sports. This is Nate Tice and Charles McDonald. They have their 7.1 mock draft. Jeremiah Love and a pair of Buckeyes go top 5. What I have here is some comparing and contrasting, where you can see a lot of the same names kind of in the same vicinity, and then you get down to our team like the Detroit Lions, and it's all absolutely bananas and bonkers, and I do not like either of the two people that these national news media outlets have selected for us. We will discuss all of that, and then, of course, outside of Frank Ragnow having to pay back his signing bonus, that we're all like, oh my gosh, zebras routinely change their stripes. I cannot believe the Lions are going to lion. The Lions did sign a little bit of depth at the safety position. Not going to get too hype about this, right? This is, let's be honest, special teams contributor depth piece. But the Lions signed a high character safety with tons of starting experience. So we just continue to pick up veterans for the secondary here in the Motor City. Not a lot of news to discuss today, guys. Just kind of bear with me on it. Hell yeah, Brent Supreme is here. 1.21 gigawatts, dude. I completely hear you on that, brother. What's up, Snake? Mr. Detroit City, thank you, dude. Glad to see you, man. I know you're working and lurking. What's up, Sleepy Exotics? I shared a mock on X. I tagged you. That's what I do is when I'm not on the Lions should do. Hell yeah, dude. I appreciate that, man. Keep them coming. If you did you like just do that? Because I was just on X like a cunt hair ago. And like literally just a second ago. So if you just did it, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? If I missed it, but yeah, tweet at me, dude. Not working today. Hell yeah, Mr. Tracy. That's what's up, bro. That's super duper. What's up, bro? That's awesome, man. It's it's Holy Week, so you might as well have the day off. You know what I'm saying? Did it? Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, that makes sense then, dude. That makes sense. Yeah. So I like just was on it right before I went live. So yeah, hell yeah, dude. Tweet me your mock drafts, dude. I try to engage when I can. You guys know me. I'm a little bit of a Luddite when it comes to the technology. I'm over here like, yo, I'm up to just over 670 followers on Twitter. That's awesome. I don't know how to grow. I don't know how to tweet X. I don't know how to do any of those things. I am a Luddite. I am an idiot. I am a buffoon. But I, of course, am Hat and Beard, and you, of course, are Mad Hatter Nation. Mad Hatter Nation is a bastion of sanity here in an ever-growing sea of nonsense. There is a one requirement here to be in Mad Hatter Nation. You guys know it, and you got to have greater than a shoe-size IQ if you want to partake in the festivities here. If you're going to want to enjoy the chat over on YouTube, you're going to have to go ahead and drop a little bit of foreskin in the game. You're going to have to go and subscribe to the channel if you want to engage in the chat over there. But you do get a pretty good ROI. I do want to give a shout-out to everybody over on Rumble. Big Red Lion guy hanging out in the chat. That's what's up, dude. Guys, I do want to let you know. Now, this is always subject to change because YouTube does kind of have a little bit more of a catch-up period where the VOD gets a little bit, a few more viewers towards the back, the back 24 hours. So the last 24 of the 48 hours after production. But guys, hey, guy. In the first 24 hours, Rumble outperformed YouTube yesterday. Guy, look at us, huh? Look at us go. So shout out all of you over on Rumble. If you haven't already, check it out. Head on over to Rumble. Subscribe to me over there. Check it out, dude. It is a little thing. We're trying to do our thing over there. We're trying to get to 50 subscribers over on Rumble by the time of the draft. We are at 45 at time of going live today. We are at 855 over on YouTube, trying to get up to the big 900 by the start of the draft. So the best way you can do that is to, of course, subscribe to the channel. Turn that notification bell on so you can be notified every single time we go live Monday through Friday, 10 to 11 a.m. right here at youtube.com. But we're off this Friday. It's Good Friday. So we're going to go ahead and take this Friday off. And, of course, you got to share this around. Share this content around with everybody you've ever known or met, strangers on the street. If you see a red-bearded bastard with yellow sunglasses standing on a soapbox on a street corner, do not be afraid. It is just me begging people to subscribe to my channel so that we can get this rocket off the ground. Go ahead and hit that like button for me while you're at it, guys. And check this out. We're going to zoom in real quick so you know how serious I am. All right. No, that's out of the way. Let's go ahead and kick it on over to my Jocko and get into the show.
If you can say the word good, guess what? It means you're still alive. It means you're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, well, then hell, you still got some fight left in you. So get up, dust off, reload, recalibrate, re-engage, and go out on the attack.
Shut up, Brent Supreme over here in the YouTube chat, dude. He said he got bored and selected Hurt Foot guy, Hakeem Mesidor, Fat Braylon Edwards, and then was able to pick up Max. He hates his chores, or as I call him, Max Finkel as Einhorn. But we're pretty sure, and dude, the more that I look at these mock drafts, I do think that the reality is that Finkel as Einhorn won't be there at 50. So we're kind of, whoopsie poopsie. Look at us, huh? Look at us zooming in there. Can't control the clankers. We're going to be in a little bit of a pickle, dude. We're going to be in a little bit of a pickle, dude, because, like, the way I'm watching these mocks kind of shake out, dude, the tackles in the ends, dude, it's going to be like, not a ideal. The situation will not be ideal sitting at 17. I don't think we're going to be able to find a good dancing partner. I do kind of got maybe how's this? I got this feeling that if we see Freeling go at 6 to the Brown Eyes, and then something goofy where Fano goes in the top 10. In that situation, I think you're looking at a little bit of an adjustment between the defensive picks. So you'll see, I think that if you see Freeling and Fano go in the top 10, 2 of 3 players on the defensive side, Folk, Styles, or Delane, all will have slid out of the top 10. I do think that is maybe where Detroit can use the leverage of the rumor mill that no one wants to trade up, and maybe we kind of, mortgage the house and go after a Sonny Styles at like 11, but then, you're kind of cutting yourself a little bit short because then, you're not really addressing the end or the tackle spot. Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't know. And this is the shit that Brad Holmes drives me nuts with, man, is he does this smokescreen nonsense, bro. Like if I were just to take it on the surface level about what's being said between, we've heard Dan Campbell say at the league meetings in Phoenix about Penny and how Penny moving to the left side and how Dan is like, if I had it my way, man, that's exactly what I'd do, man, ding, you know what I'm saying? So it sounds like, by all accounts, it feels like Penny is going to move into the left side. We've been talking about it for almost 2 years now. We've really been having this conversation about Penny Sewell being a left tackle since he came into the league, right? Again, going to beat that dead horse. He is playing out of position at the right-hand side and is still the most dominant offensive lineman in all of football, playing out of position, moving back over to the left side. Okay, so if we listen to Dan Campbell, he's saying that right off the rip, right on the surface, Penny to the left side. That's what he wants. That's what we're probably all expecting. Then you listen to Brad Holmes openly use the term right tackle for Larry Borom. As much as I'm like Monroe Freeling, or as much as I'm like Balak A. Miller, you know what I'm saying? As much as I want Spencer Fano. If we listen to what Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell are saying, it ain't happening in the first round. It's defense. It's defense. It's defense. I don't know, man. I think that maybe I've been worked up and worked myself up about the offensive line. I think that the fandom for the Lions have worked themselves up into such a tizzy around the season of a whirling dervish narrative that our offensive line was bad. I think people have overvalued Taylor Decker for 2 years now, and we're like, oh my God, the sky is falling. Well, calm down there now, Chicken Little. Calm down, pump the brakes. Taylor Decker sucks, and if Taylor Decker didn't suck, why is he still a free agent? All right? If Larry Borom was bad, why did PFF grade him out as like the number 5 tackle in pass block? You know what I mean? The last 8 weeks of the season. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm just telling you that if you listen to what Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell are telling you right now, we got our offensive line. We got guys in house that are going to compete. I think that we are building ourselves up this narrative illusion around getting an offensive tackle, and I think we're setting ourselves up for a little bit of disappointment there. What's up, Trippy? Good to see you, man. Larry Borom is only decent at right offensive tackle, so that makes sense. Dude, Brent, that's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, and guys, look, this is why you subscribe to the channel, okay? I'm not sitting here telling you this is what's going to happen. We're looking at it from a couple of different angles here. Personally, I think Brad Holmes inadvertently showed his hand when he used the term right tackle for Larry Borom. I think that Dan Campbell inadvertently showed his hand when he said, if I had it my way. We just talked about this yesterday. The interview with Tim 20Man. If I had it my way, Penny would move to the left side. He can do it. He needs a couple days. He said he needs a couple days. It's already the plan. It's already the plan. At least that's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So I just think you look at what it's shaking out, dude. We got a couple mock drafts pulled up here that we'll kind of use for some comparison, where guys are kind of sliding around. We have heard, shout out Brent Supreme, and he's not the only one, that trading up, people wanting to trade out of their picks aren't happening. You're not seeing a lot of clamoring to trade up for players. A couple of handfuls here or there, right? Your David Baileys, your Sonny Styles, I do think, though, that if you see these offensive tackles go, Monroe Freeling, I think, is a little bit the biggest wild card we got in the draft if you're the Detroit Lions, because he's kind of the linchpin to see how where he goes will cause a cascade, a waterfall of effects that will really determine. I realize that this is an incredibly vanilla. I'm literally going, well, guys, if it gets warmer, then there's a good chance that the ice will melt and it'll turn into water. But I'm just saying that where Monroe Freeling goes will dictate how and what the Lions do. If he goes early plus 10, okay, in the top 10, I think you could see the Lions utilizing the narrative around leverage or around the not wanting to trade teams trade up as leverage to trade up to go after a defensive player. Defensive end. And not for nothing, I really hate to say it. I really hate to say it because it's not what we want. It's not sexy. It's not pretty. And the problem is that we're all going to be fighting it for the first year and a half until it's ultimately working out and the guy's getting double-digit sacks. If I was a betting man, I would say there is a greater than not chance that Brad Holmes trades up from 17 to get hurt foot guy, Fat Braylon Edwards, Akeem Mezdor. Just have the beers ready, fellas. Just have beers ready. I'm on my joint 3 by 10 a.m. It's going to be one of those days. Hell yeah, Brent Supreme, dude. I feel you, brother. Hell yeah, bro. I hope you had a good. Was you hanging out with your buddy the other day? You said you said you had to go burn a couple with an old buddy, dude. Hopefully you're having a good day, man. That's awesome, dude. What's up, Cody? How you doing, man? I don't think Decker sucks, but he's old and injury prone. I think he was big bucks too, which he's not getting average at best now. Cody, I am being kind of an asshole when it comes to Taylor Decker. I'm being a little harsh. All right, you're wrong. Okay, or you're not wrong. I'm sorry. You're not wrong. He's average at best. I'll give you that. But at this point, I would rather take a Jeff on my Bacchus than Taylor Titty Decker. You know what I'm saying? Big old Titty Decker. I'll pass on Titty Decker. I think a lot of the frustration I have with Titty Decker is that I think now people are overvaluing what he did. So I am a little bit jaded where it's like, guys, are you serious? It's been 2 years of decline. It has been 2 years of consistent decline. This was coming. And you're, oh, God! How is our offensive line going to survive? How is Jared Goff going to stay upright without the world-renowned pass protector of Titty Decker? Come on now. Come on. I think people are grossly overvaluing it. I think you're seeing a lot of yeah, you know what? You know what you're seeing? You're seeing all right, let's go ahead and compare this. Let's go ahead and compare this to politics, right? You are seeing the Detroit Lions as the MAGA movement being fractured by the Repanican class, right? A bunch of people are like, oh! And it's like, bro, just chill the fuck out, man. Chill the fuck out, dude. Dude, people just freaking out. Jeff on my back, this was a warrior. Hell yeah. More so real, not harsh. Yeah, dude, thank you, bro. Thank you, Mr. Fig. I appreciate that, bro. You guys know my take, right? You guys know my take about talking shit. It's not talking shit if it's true, okay? It's just shit you don't want to hear. I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying shit that you don't want to hear. If it's grounded in truth, it's just shit you don't want to hear. It ain't talking shit. No notification. Fucking YouTube. Yeah, Rick, dude, something's been going on with YouTube, man. I don't know, dude. I literally get a sub, lose a sub every single day. I've been at 855. I get up to 856. I'm back to 855. YouTube no longer gives me my creator analytics anymore. Like, it doesn't give me my weekly analytics no more on TubeBuddy or nothing like that. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, man. I have seen, and I got this theory. I don't know about you guys, if I should talk about it or whatever, but like I got this theory about content creators having a massive drop off in viewership because of the impressions, the reduction in impressions that they're getting. And I mean big time creators like Aiden Paladin, Tim Pool's even talked about this. And I don't think like all right, the emphasis is that the algorithm is not applying content what you would say fairly, right? If I subscribe to a channel, I would like to see that content, you know. I think what you're seeing is if you look at the evolution of artificial intelligence, you know, so like think of where we are at now with image creation. Okay, the videos are fantastic. You guys see my thumbnails, right? The character that I create opposite me on the thumbnail every day is used with AI. You know what I'm saying? I'll be honest. I use AI to create that character or whatever that person is. And I think that what you're seeing right now is the early version of AI image creation applied to algorithmic artificial intelligence. So, case in point, if you're on YouTube, right, watching YouTube like as much as I do, I watch a lot of YouTube. Okay, I'll be honest. I don't watch. I listen passively to a lot of YouTube, right? Watch one thing outside of your normal sphere of content creation. So for me, I have a pretty healthy diet of mostly political, a little bit of football, and then like pop culture stuff. You know, like Sydney Watson, 16 Leo. I just watched a video by Pinely the other day or yesterday. I thought it was really interesting. So there is a little bit of stuff. Now, go ahead and whatever your main core is. So for me, we'll say it's politics, right? Here you go. Here, let's just go ahead and pull up my YouTube homepage. Huh? Let's just do this. Bam. All right. You'll get a gist of what I'm talking about here. All right. So we got Tim Pool. It's done. He's won. Hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Pause. Timeout. Total 180. You guys, we are about to have so much winning over the next 48 hours. You guys, the Supreme Court is going to rule on birthright citizenship. Arguments are going to start today, and Clarence Thomas is about to drop his fucking dong down on all these illegal immigrants, dude. So the arguments for birthright citizenship start at the Supreme Court level today. And Trump is going to be announcing regime change in Iran. Guys, the short-term pain for long-term benefit is true. We are about to control the world's energy supply. Everything is going to be bought in petrodollar that is backed. That is the U.S. currency. We are District 1. Trump won. He won civilization. We won the game. Okay, we have won the game. We are controlling any and all energy operations. We're going back to the fucking moon. Pretty soon we're going to be in Mars. Elon's going to be bringing SpaceX public, and then we're going to be putting data centers in fucking space. Make sure that you buy SpaceX as soon as it goes public, you guys. That is going to be, but no pun intended, to the fucking moon. Okay, you guys. So, all right. So all the winnings coming down the pike. But back to the topic at hand here. So you see the algorithm here. Bam, 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 ba 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 ba. You see it. Black Rifle Coffee collapses. No fucking surprise there. Holy shit, dude, what did Russell Brand actually go on Colleen Noir? Okay, anyway, so you see what I'm saying. You see the gist of it, right? You see the gist of all of my sphere, right? So if I were to consume something in the and I don't mean just like slightly adjacent. So if I were to get into, if I wanted to watch like a movie review, okay, so if I were to throw Critical Drinker in here, I watch Critical Drinker. If I were to throw a Critical Drinker clip in here or a Nerdrotic video in here, my algorithm would shift 180 degrees and almost exclusively try and force me to consume entertainment review content, for lack of a better term. Okay. And what my point is if you think about how AI image generation is so far where it is now to where it once was. Think about where it once was, okay? I call this the entertainment finger approach, okay? They're fingering us right now. We are getting fingered really hard. Freddie, Daddy, would you like some sausage? So think of that Will Smith eating the spaghetti, right? A bunch of we had the hands were hard to do, fingers everywhere, spaghetti, and the AI was going, "Oh, okay, you want fingers? Here's a shitload of fingers." You know what I'm saying? You're like, "No, I don't want all those fingers. I want all of the other stuff." And I want the fingers, to be where the fingers go. And it's like, oh, well, you want spaghetti. Well, here's a bunch of spaghetti. And it just like bombards you with spaghetti. And it's like, no. That's not what I want. I want just a little bit. So I think what you're seeing with the algorithm is it doesn't quite know how to process what exactly you want. So it's just like, it hears your normal content consumption is the body, politics, football for me, that type of stuff. But when you're like, hey, I want to look up about a finger, it's like, oh my God, you're obsessed with fingers. You know what I'm saying? So it just like bombards you with fingers. So it's like it like doesn't quite understand how to mitigate or regulate itself as far as content recommendation is concerned. If that makes sense. Am I making any sense here, you guys? Or YouTube don't like our political opinion. What's up, Carrie? Good to see you, man. Yeah, Mr. Fig, YouTube doesn't like me. I mean, come on now. Come on. Did you see what's happening to Jaden Ivey? Did you guys see what's happening to Jaden fucking Ivey? And shout out Travion Henderson. Yo, where is Beantown, dude? Beantown with my second favorite running back in football right now behind Jahmyr Gibbs is Travion Henderson. Based, yo. Did you guys see that? Did you guys see Travion Henderson? Check this out. I tweeted this. Yo. Travion Henderson defended Jaden Ivey. Yeah. Dude. Yeah, dude. Travion Henderson hit him with the Beatitudes, bro. I was like, that's so fucking base, dude. Yo, yeah. So you guys know Jaden Ivey was waived by the Chicago Bulls because he was like, hey, gay pride shit is gay. I follow Christ, and he was like, Christ is king. And the Bulls fucking waived him. They were like, fuck you, get the fuck out. We're not okay with that. And he was like, whatever, Christ is king, right? And then Jaden Ivey, straight up, or not Jaden Ivey, Travion Henderson comes to us to Travion Henderson, yo. So fucking based. Just comes and drops, what is it, Matthew, like 8? Like 8, I think it's like 10 and 11, somewhere around there, the back end of Beatitudes. Blessed are the righteous who are blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Yeah, Matthew 5:10. My bad. Sorry, I'm not the most theologian. Whoopsie poopsie. But yeah, so Travion Henderson in response to Jaden Ivey. Check this out. Yo, fuck it.
Right? They have.
Check this out.
The world can proclaim LGBTQ. Right? They proclaim Pride Month in the NBA. They proclaim it. They show it to the world.
Yep.
They say, come join us for Pride Month, to celebrate unrighteousness.
Mm-hmm.
They proclaim it. They proclaim it on the billboards. They proclaim it in the streets. Unrighteousness.
Based.
So how is it that one can't speak righteousness? How is it one that how are they to say that?
Yo, Jaden Ivey. Yo, I'm just gonna say it, dude. Brother, you are totally right, and not only are you right morally, but you're right spiritually. Like like they're like, what gives you grounds to say this? The Bible, God's word. So fuck off. Which something Okay, we got this is a can of worms I've been kind of thinking about over the last couple of days. Real quick, one, it's not what he's saying, it's the fact that Jaden Ivey is saying it. He's speaking well, and he's making an argument that they can't dispute. All right, what they really have is it's the soft bigotry of low expectations. They don't like a articulate black man expressing his opinions in a thoughtful manner, for one. They really don't like that. For two, most liberals are inherently demonic. So just they're not only are they like demonic, but they are such baby-back bitch demons that you don't even have to invoke the name of Jesus Christ. You just have to simply reference Christianity around them, and not even like hardcore scripture, just simply a moral compass that is aligned with Christianity freaks these people out. So they're baby-back little bitch demons for starters, right? And then thirdly, what the fuck was the third one I was going to say? Oh, thirdly, you know what I'm really sick and tired of, man? Now, I get it. I am not like, I am not the guy. I'm not Charlie Kirk, dude. I'm not Jack Posobiec. I'm not Chad Prather. I'm not Michael Knowles, right? I'm not a well-versed Christian, okay? I know a wee little bitty baby bit, right? There's a wee little baby bit. You know what I'm fucking tired of, though, dude? The mentality that Christians have. It's so fucking cuck-coded, right? Why? Okay, hang with me now. Hang with me. Why do Christians feel the need to be on the defensive and justify the existence of God when we should just simply demand these fucking assholes prove to me he doesn't exist? Why do we feel the need to have to prove it when it is simply a fact that God exists? Why do we feel the need to explain and justify and rationalize when you can simply go, because of the word of God? Pfft, dumbass. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why we feel the need to argue and justify and rationalize our beliefs to people who want nothing to do with us. Fuck them. like, here's the thing, man. Judge not lest ye be judged, right? Paul says to the Corinthians, you know what I'm saying? Judge not lest ye be judged, right? Well, that means you can judge people in the church as long as you're okay with being judged yourself. But what it also really means is, you know what, dude? People outside of the church, don't worry about them. Yeah, you know, the evangelical thing is big tent party. Everybody's welcome. Get everybody in the church, pack the numbers, and get what did Charlie Kirk say? He wants to make heaven overcrowded, right? And that's cool. That's fine. That's surface level, right? You know what I'm saying? I guess that's cool. That's whatever. But, like, why do we have to constantly beg and plead with people to understand our fucking way of existence? Why don't we make them go out there and explain it to us how he doesn't exist? Because it's impossible. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so sick of this being on the back foot bullshit, yo.
Man, this man is crazy.
I'm not the Jay I used to be, but the old Jay is dead. I'm alive in Christ. No matter what the basketball setting is, I'm born again, the Holy Spirit, and I've been saved by Jesus Christ. No matter what,
Preach, bro.
How many DMPs I don't get to play, or no matter how many points I score, those things are a temporary thing.
There you go, dude. And then supporting him, Travion Henderson, dude. Super bass. Let's go. Quote, blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Hell yeah, dude. I read that and I was like, yo, that's Beatitudes. I didn't know immediately that like where Beatitudes falls, but I was like, that's the back end of the Beatitudes. Because, you know, your boy, that one kind of rings a little bit personal to your boy over there, guys. But boy, we got kind of off the rails here. Huh? How we doing, chat? Am I too off base? You actually click on a video, your shit gets flooded with it. Yeah, dude, you know what I'm saying, Rick, dude, you get it. Wonder if you could sue them for righteous persecution. I'm sure he was mentoring mentioning Muhammad, they wouldn't have yeah, dude. Bro, and that's the thing, dude. If he'd have gotten on there with a little rug and, like, flown around on a magic carpet and been like, fucking, my name's Aladdin, Prince Ali, fabulous he, blah, 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 blah. They'd have been all like, fucking, oh, yeah, let's go. Oh, he's so brave. Oh. Fucking douche nozzles. Bro, liberalism is such a suicide cult, dude. There's such a suicide cult, bro. He has risen. Hell yeah, Brandy. Well, not yet. Not till Sunday. I mean, technically, yes, 2,000 years ago, but you know what I'm saying. With it being Holy Week, you know what I mean, dude? And so it's Holy Week, right? And I'll be real. I never really did the Palm Sunday thing. I mean, as you guys know, I am just getting it back into the church, right? And I've never done the Catholic thing until Hat and Boobs. She's Catholic, right? So we've been going to Catholic mass, and in September it'll be a year. So it was Palm Sunday, right? And we all got our palms, And I didn't know, like in the Catholic Church, the father goes around with holy water and he like blesses you, And I always stand on the end of the pew. And I'm like 6'3", right? Like, I'm not like a big guy, but I'm not like a little bitty fella. Well, like, Hat and Boobs, she's just like this little bitty thing. You know what I'm saying? And she always stands next to me, so I'm just like blocking all, like, I got hosed, bro. I got hosed with the holy water. I got hosed. She's got a little bitty tiny bit on her. He was like, bah! And just got my sorry ass, dude. You know what I'm saying? So, what's up, Tiffany? I appreciate it, sister. Good to see you, man. Thank you. Our latest subscriber to the channel is Tiffany 6967. Ha! Nice. Beautiful. Love it. Love it over on Rumble. That's what's up, dude. I believe what I believe. You believe what you believe. Not going to change your mind. All you're going to change your mind. In the end, we all have to preach, Rick. Exactly, dude. Exactly, dude. 100%. All right. What were we talking? Mock drafts. Yeah, we don't really care about. So Clint Kubiak says he doesn't want to start a rookie. Really? Let's just quickly. Come on. Let's just take a little peek, huh? Ideally, you don't want to start him from day one, Kubiak said. You'd love him to be able to play and learn behind somebody. That's in a perfect world. It all doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes you have to play from day one, and it's our job as coaches to get them ready to go. So in the cupboards, you got Aiden O'Connell, right? That's it. That's all you got on staff. You're going to roll with Aiden O'Connell, or you're going to go after Kirk Cousins or Jimmy Garoppolo? Maybe a little Russ Wilson? Can I entice you with a little, let's ride? Russ Wilson? Yeah, no, you're going to have to start Kenny. You're going to have to start Fernando Mendoza, bro. Hate to break it to you. But to be fair, this article is a little misleading. Ideally, you don't want to start him from day one. You'd love to be able to learn from somebody. That's in a perfect world. That's the key point there. That's in a perfect world. Clint Kubiak knows he's going to start Fernando Mendoza day one. I'd expect Fernando Mendoza to be, very Cam Wardian. Just thrown to the wolves right off the rip week one. So we got over here Lance Zierlein's mock draft. Obviously Mendoza, Reese, Bailey, Jeremiah Love. Going as high as 4. Wow. Guys. That, Are we back? Are we back, boys? Is the NFL back? Have we finally come all the way back around to running backs going in the top 5? And if Jeremiah Love goes to Tennessee, did your boy not say that they are a running back away from being a very competitive organization, especially with Robertson? Let's go, you guys. Jeremiah Love. Dude, if Jeremiah Love goes at 4, that's going to cause some very interesting situations, because then you're going to see all this, like Tate at 5, Freeling at 6. I'm telling you, that Monroe Freeling fella, that cat is going to cause all kinds of issues, especially if he goes at 6. Delaney then goes at 7. Mekhi Lemon at 8. We've seen Love go pretty regularly right in this wheelhouse right here. right here, right? But then the Chefs are going to take Fano at 9. The Bengals get their guy, Reuben Bain Jr. Now, and this is kind of what I'm talking about right here, right? The odds of us getting David Bailey, not going to happen, right? He's the number 1 guy in the draft. Probably going to have a Will Anderson type career. If Reuben Bain is still there at 10, you hate to see it because it worked out so great for us last year. But it's almost going to be, do you think Detroit can work a deal with Cincinnati to go all the way up and grab a Reuben Bain Jr. at 10? Do you think that's possible? Do you think that's a possibility? Because that could be one of those sneaky little moves right there. Maiuga falls all the way to 11. Sonny Styles at 12. And that's the other thing. If you get to 10 and Bain Jr. and Styles are still on the board, what are you willing to trade as a Lions fan? What are you willing to trade to go after one of these two guys? If you're like, hey, holy shit, hey ho, hi ho, both of them cats still available? What's it going to take? I mean, we do have some capital. It's on the back end. 7 picks, though. It's quite a bit. Now, Miami could be a little bit more of a dancing partner, right? You could be looking to jump up to 11, get ahead of the Cowboys and grab Sonny Styles. I know I'm a little bit high on Sonny Styles. Tyson going to the Rams at 13. Hurt foot guy in a projected trade with the Baltimore Ravens going to the Panthers. So Fat Braylon Edwards going to the Panthers. That takes that problem off of us. Sadiq going to the Bucks. Caleb Downs slides all the way to the Jets at 16. And this is where I stopped reading. Seriously? Caden Proctor. Guys, at this point, is Caden Proctor even a first-round pick anymore? I mean, I'm not saying I started it, but one of us has been beating that war drum about him being a slap ass. You know what I'm saying? You'd love J-Love to slip to 9. Yeah, I know, Mr. Figs. I know you would, dude. I know. You probably like Mr. Fig. Let me ask you this: who would you rather have? Would you rather your guy, the Chiefs, go and get an offensive lineman, Love or Lemon at 9? You know what I'm saying? Trade with Chiefs for Delane. Hell yeah, dude. I wouldn't mind Delane, dude. I really wouldn't. I don't see a real problem with us going that route. You know what I mean? The Detroit Times posted Lions are trading 3 first-round picks for Myles Garrett. April Fools. Even if it wasn't April Fools, I'd trade 3 first-round picks for Myles Garrett. He's a bad man. That is a bad man. He even looks like a doofus in his pick. You talking about Caden Proctor? I know, dude. Bro, and that's just it, man. He's telling you who he is. He says, look at me. I'm a dildo. I'm a walking, talking dildo with legs. Wiggling and jiggling on down the road. So, yeah, once I got here, and I can't take him seriously when they got us taking Proctor at 17. And I'm going to be real pissed. Brad Holmes takes Caden Proctor at 17. I just might become a Tennessee Titans channel. Fuck, man. That'd really chap my ass, dude. That's going to be a real hard sell for me, bud. That's going to be a real hard sell for me to trust the process. He's a slappy, dude. He's a slap dick, man. He's a slap dick. But, you know, I was kind of wondering, you start to see a little bit of a correlation between college players in previous classes and guys Brad Holmes takes. You know, Brad Holmes took, you see Brian Branch, followed up by Terry and Arnold. You've seen Sam Laporta, followed up by Action Jack Campbell, even though they were in the same class, I believe. Regardless, there still is that repertoire with one other. I believe they were roommates, actually, in college. You've seen Tyleek Williams get drafted, and I'm willing to bet that there was a little bit of him going, hey, Seth McLaughlin's actually really good. I played against him in college in practice. He's a bad mamma jamma. That's a bad mamma jamma right there. He'll be a nice addition to the roster. You know what I'm saying? Which is where I was kind of thinking maybe there's a little bit more if Monroe Freeling if people can lean into the Monroe Freeling is too young and raw. The Lions have 3 players on roster who all played with Monroe Freeling at Georgia. Dan Jackson, Dominic Lovett, and Tater Ratledge. All three of those guys could be vouching for that individual. You never know, dude. You never know. This is just the thought exercise I had yesterday. Just something I was kind of thinking of yesterday while I was replacing ceiling tiles. Ooh-wee. Boy, I was having just the time of my life. So you know me, we were mentally checked, physically at work, mentally absent. Let's take another look for a little compare and contrast here. Jeremiah Love. What does he have? Or I'm not sorry, not Jeremiah Love. Nate Trice and Charles McDonald have their 7.1 mock draft here for us. Oh, what do you know? Mendoza, Reese, then Sonny Styles all the way up to 3. This is what I'm talking about, guys. I've been saying it all draft process. The variance in Sonny Styles. We just seen him fall to 12 in the previous mock draft, and here Yahoo's got him going all the way up at number 3. David Bailey then goes to Tennessee. Jeremiah Love to the Giants. Monroe Freeling again to Cleveland, which is unfortunate for me. Caleb Downs to the Commies. Mansour Delane to the Saints. Reuben Bain to the Chefs. Okay. Jermon McCoy to the Bengals. Francis Mayuga to the Dolphins. Keldrick Falk to the Cowgirls. Or the Rams get Caleb Lomu. Interesting little move there. Carnell Tate to the Ravens. The Buccaneers get Avion Terrell. The Jets go Olivega Leon. And the Lions are going to go ahead and pull the trigger on Akeem Mesdor. Good old hurt foot guy. The pick doesn't need much more explanation other than the fact that the Lions don't have many pass rushers on their roster right now, except for the 2 that we signed in free agency and the superstar that we drafted a few years ago and the handful of picks that we have just kind of kicking around as far as like, you know, the Egyptian Magician and Levi Onwuzurike. I'm just saying there are bodies there. It's not the most productive bodies. They are razor thin at defensive end outside of Hutch, almost to the point where they have to take an edge rusher with this pick. Mesdor is a bit of a hit or miss on a down-to-down basis and turns 25 before the draft. But there is a chance to be a contributor in the NFL or even a legitimate, consistent threat off the edge if he hits the ground running. The Lions have to try some things. I say, we got to try something over here now. We need to try something. Like, I get the idea. I get the thought process. You're effectively getting a second contract player as a rookie. But for every positive, there is a negative. You're effectively getting a second-year aged player as a rookie. You know what I'm saying? I'm not so wild on Fat Braylon Edwards, man. I know a lot of people are pretty high on Fat Braylon Edwards. It just doesn't really move the needle for me, man. The problem, I think, though, is that this is such a Brad Holmes pick right here. And that just, doesn't Hurt Foot guy just hit that Brad Holmes pick, dude? Where's Mom today? I don't know. That's a good question. Probably doing mom things. She's a busy lady. You know, she does things to occupy her time, dude. She's a busy lady. No idea, though. We're either taking Fano or Freeling. Hell yeah, Derek. I love it, dude. Yeah, okay, we are definitely going offensive tackle in the first. I don't listen to all the noise. Okay, that's fair. We draft DN in the second round. See, and you know, Derek, I love it. I do. I'm content with that direction. I just based on the mock drafts that we have done. Okay. And these are just mock drafts. Okay, so they're not grounded in any, factual other than just anecdotal data that we use one specific site for. The problem that I have with us going defensive or going tackle in the first round is I feel that the from what we've seen, as long as Finkel is Einhorn or Lomu slide to the second round, I think that the talent level for us to acquire at the offensive tackle position at the 50th pick is greater than the defensive end prospects that have been projected through our mock drafts in the second round at 50. So if we were to go after, if we were to get, and now this for me, where we're sitting, man, obviously Reuben Bain or David Bailey, I'm like, ah! But as far as defensive ends go, I'm pretty much to the point where I only want Keldrick Folk at 17. If he's not there, then yeah, I think you go tackle, and then you grab one of the second round defensive ends, but whether it be Denise Sutton, God forbid they take a swing on Zion Young. Yeah, outside of Folk, I don't really feel comfortable taking a defensive end in the first round based on the projections that we've seen. It seems like we kind of get down to in the first round, Folk or Mesdor. I'm 100% taking Folk. Youth, physicality, athleticism, lack of injury history. But I can totally understand where you're coming from, where we go, you take the better projected tackle, Fano or Blake Miller. Or even Olomu after a trade back to 25. And then you grab a defensive end, even if it's the big defensive end out of USC in the second round, or the one out of Illinois, Gabe Yakas. That's a possibility. It's hard. I think we're getting into a 1A, 1B type situation where outside of a Keldrick Folk, there isn't really one individual player that says that dictates what direction you have to go. I think that if Folk is there at 17, I go Folk. If Folk is not there at 17, I go tackle, then defensive end. That's kind of how it shakes out. But again, a lot of variance there. I could see a world where Sonny Styles falls out of the top 10 and the Lions fucking move up for him because I'm a Sonny Styles stan. You know what I'm saying, dude? It's just kind of how where you have players pegged on your board, what kind of grades you give players, what your own information. Your board could look differently than mine, and that's where I'm like, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, and it comes down to for me, the individual player on the variance outside of the position. Does that make sense? The more we expect an offensive tackle, the less likely it is. Yeah, Rick, that's kind of what I opened the show with, is that we need to kind of temper our expectation, because I think some of us might be convincing ourselves of realities that are way more a pipe dream than a reality. You know what I'm saying? That's what we know about Brad, is he'll take their guy when he's available. Yeah, exactly. Folk needs a first step training. He has a slow first step. That is my worry with him. Brent, yes, he does. I will give you that. He's not the most athletic pass rusher as far as his first step. I do think that at least in the SEC, he was able to compete and kind of compensate with a little bit more upper body strength for the lack of first step explosiveness. Though the lack of first step and pass rush specialty kind of lends itself to being more of the Brad Holmes pick. We never ask that type of explosiveness out of our complement edge opposite Aiden Hutchinson. He fits the build of that bookend, big body, long, lanky, better at the run defense than the pass rush currently. But I do think he can kind of hold the line a little bit better than, say, Denise Sutton. You know what I'm saying? Styles would play weak linebacker nickel role, but would cost us next year's first and more. I know, Brent, I know, and that's why I say we'd have to gamble the house for him. But do you see where I'm talking about with him being the weak side linebacker / nickel role? The reason I'm so fascinated with Sonny Styles is because of that hybrid build that he brings, that defensive back mentality inside of a linebacker's body. I think that would lend itself to the evolution of the Detroit Lions defense and add another very, very, very lethal weapon to our toolbox. But yeah, to your point, what are you looking to give up? You know what I'm saying? That'd be an awful lot. He looked better in 2004 against the Rush 25. He played a 3-3-5 scheme. Gotcha. Lions' top priorities O-line, so they kind of have to take an offensive tackle in the first round. All right, Jack, that's and Jack, forgive me. Were we talking about this was it you and I that were talking about this Monday about how we don't typically like to draft from a position of need, but this might be the draft where drafting from a position of need lends itself to the best player available, where the best player available is you could have a 1A, 1B player available. One's an offensive lineman, one's a defensive end, and both are positions of need and both meet the best player available for that position of need. In which case, you're trying to split the baby. You know what I mean, dude? Like you guys realize that there is half of the Lions fandom No matter what direction we go. Well, actually, I take that back. Yeah, obviously, if we draft a quarterback in the first round or a kicker, or if we go the Matt Millen route and take a wide receiver in the first round. But for argument's sake, there is half of the Lions fandom that will be upset regardless of what direction we go in the first round. If we go tackle in the first round, everyone's going to be pounding their fist. The James Houston fans are going to be pounding their fist going, we wanted a defensive end, right? You go defensive end in the first round, everyone's going to be pounding their fist. Why didn't we take Spencer Fano, whose arms are too short? You know what I'm saying? You take Mansour Delane, a plug-and-play day one starter, everyone's going to be fucking mad about the tackle and the defensive end. You take Sonny Styles, even if you don't trade up for him for whatever reason, he slides to 17 and it costs you nothing, people are still going to be pissed off about that. It is a lose-lose situation outside of you have to remove your heart from the equation and look at it from a business perspective. Brad will Brad. Exactly, dude. Another wide receiver, I'm revolting. Yeah, dude, I don't see a world where we even consider a wide receiver. Even last year, the Dominic Lovett was a bit of a stretch after we took to Slaw, right? And we brought in Dortch. I don't see a world, maybe a 7th round pick, right? But yeah, no, I can't. I don't see a world where we take Mekhi Lemon at 17. That ain't gonna happen. Cody. So if you look at what Sonny Styles can do, what I would expect if the Lions were to get Sonny Styles, we would still run quote-unquote base defense as much as we did last year. It's just that Sonny Styles, we would ask him to do what we asked Alex Anzalone to do last year. The problem is that Sonny Styles would be able to actually do it, not be consistently 4 yards behind the guy he's supposed to be covering. You know what I'm saying? I have no draft crush, player, or position. No point in stressing over something I can't control. Well, Rick, you Buddhist, you damn Zen having son of a bitch. Home. I'm just kidding, dude. I'm just kidding. Lines the value of the round guys. What D-end is better than Fano or Lomu? Jack, the only I can't answer that question without sounding very biased, right? Like, to Rick's point, he doesn't have a draft crush. I do. I have two draft crushes. They're both on defense. I think you guys know one of them. Say it with me now. Sonny Styles. I'm fascinated with the athletic profile of Sonny Styles. No homo, but I'm fascinated with his athletic profile. Also, I know he's got a slower first step, but when I watch the film on Keldrick Folk, I feel that the narrative that people build around him is just not factually true. When I watch him, yes, a little bit of a slower first step, but people say he's not a pass rusher. I see him; he's effective in the pass rush. I like Keldrick Folk, man. I do. I really do. I'm fascinated with his physical build as well. I think his athletic profile lends itself to exactly what the Lions have been wanting to get out of that defensive end, whereas I think Sonny Styles brings to what we need to evolve to out of the linebacker/nickel position. You know what I mean? You love Sonny Styles in the Underwear Olympics? I sure as shit did, bro. I sure as shit did, bro. I totally did. You know what, dude? You got me. Brent, you got me, bro. 100%. I fell in love with Sonny Styles during the Underwear Olympics. You're 100% correct, dude. I can sit here and talk all the shit I want about how the combine means nothing and we all get fascinated by it, and I totally did that very same thing with Sonny Styles. You're 100% right, dude. Wouldn't mind if they drafted Wetjen in the round 5 or 6. Right on, dude. Hell yeah. Widgeon. Ooh, Widgeon. Shout out if you know what that is a reference to. Holy shit. Do you boys know what I just referenced right there? Widgeon. Ooh. Little Deadwood action for you boys. Hell yeah, a little Deadwood. Let's go. Well, boys and girls, what do you know? Call me Squirrel Boy, because we got out in the weeds, totally distracted by conversations at hand, didn't manage to get through many of the articles. Kind of got off a little ranting and a raving, but what you going to do? You know, choose up sides and sniff armpits. It's the way you got to do it. So it's the way she goes, boys. Some days she goes, some days she don't go. It's the way of the road. You know what I'm saying? Styles and Captain Jack sound horrifying on the blitz. Doesn't it, though? Doesn't it, though, dude? I need coffee. Bro, well, we got Brandy. Brandy's here somewhere. Brandy's here somewhere, bro. You got to hit that oil can, dude. You guys, so let's see. I've switched over. My pre-workout now in the morning is, have you guys tried that Rise? Have you tried Rise? Rise has got like 320 milligrams of caffeine in it, dude. I think it's like 270 milligrams of caffeine and then 50 milligrams of like a slow release caffeine or sort of 75 milligrams, something like that. Anyway, there's a shitload of caffeine in that Rise stuff, so I recommend that Rise. And then I follow it up with my post-workout protein shake. You got to get the Jocko morning coffee donut shot blend because that's got caffeine in it as well. And then I put about 3 or 4 shots of espresso in that, pound that, and then of course we got the old oil can here for the hour-long show. You know what I'm saying? Hat and beer, dude. You guys know Mad Hatter Nation is built on nicotine, caffeine, and THC. Let's go, boys. Well, that's the bottom of the oil can, which means it's the bottom of the show. Time to get out of here, guys. Try and have yourself a good rest of the day. Stay out of trouble. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Make sure that you smash the like button on the way out the door. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure that notification bell is turned on so you can be notified whenever we go live, as long as YouTube's not being a bunch of buttholes. Keep your eye on that, Rick. Keep your eye on that. Maybe we'll keep track of the data and figure out if I'm being put in a little room again. Am I being put in my little room? Is YouTube silencing me again? Or it's just the downside. You know what? It's the offseason, guys. It's the lull in content. But hey, we are crushing it over here, you guys. I do the cheap Guatemalan coffee from Aldi with butter and coconut oil and some pink salt whipped. Hell yeah, dude. That sounds fucking fire, bro. That sounds fire as hell, man. That sounds absolutely awesome. Stay out of trouble, guys. Have a good rest of your day. We'll catch you tomorrow right back here at 10 a.m. Until then, I've been Hat and Beard. You've been an attentive audience. We'll catch you then. Bonga bonga. Frig off.